And I am live reacting to the April 2nd, 2025 Nintendo Direct. Um, let's talk about it. We already covered the first 40 minutes. Now we will dive deep into the last 20 minutes. I don't know if I will be alone or if Dlord will join us. He got the link, so it depends on him if he wants to come in and talk about the direct. Let's do this. I will screen share. This is what we do here. We screen share. There we go. Coming this way.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. It's being developed by Koei Tecmo Games with support from Nintendo. We hope you're looking forward to the untold story of the Imprisoning War, which took place in Hyrule long ago.
And now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue.
Oh wow, they want to milk out more cash because Nintendo is so greedy. I cannot wait to see more of the expansion pack. They are so good at selling. Maybe this is why we didn't get a Metroid Prime 2 remastered. It's because they want you to get that online subscription. Disgusting. Let's play.
Continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on Switch 2. And with Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack, you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2. Please take a look at this.
There we go. GameCube is coming.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001. Here are the titles that will be available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cel shading. Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton, Link sets sail on an adventure across the Great Sea.
The true question, will we get Super Smash Bros? Maybe, maybe not. Only time will tell.
Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords eternally retold. In this 3D, weapons-based fighting game, each fighter comes equipped with a different weapon, and Link from the Legend of Zelda series enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2. Experience a world of white-knuckle racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour. 30 machines will put it all on the...
Okay, I admit, this is cool. I really enjoyed F-Zero. So this is actually a really good pick for the Nintendo expansion pack. This is actually a very good idea. Let's play more of that.
The line in death-defying races. Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online. Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking. More titles will be added in the future.
Mario Sunshine, Fire Emblem, Pokemon. Okay, they are cooking. If I was a fan of this GameCube game, I would be excited about that expansion pack. I already got Mario Sunshine on GameCube, so that's kind of pointless for me. And I still have my GameCube. But Chibi Robo, nice. I forgot that game existed, but that was quite fun. Luigi Mansion, another game I got.
Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2 exclusive game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack, launches the same day as the hardware's release. And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released. It can connect.
It's hilarious how much they want you to spend that money. But that's typical of Nintendo. They just like doing that, do they?
Wirelessly, and also has a C button to quickly access game chat.
Game chat for a GameCube game? Hilarious. And again, I remember Nintendo being really bad with online networking. So I don't know about that one. I don't know. They're trying to sell something that kind of didn't work prior.
The Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo Switch Online members, will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Whether you're familiar with the games or haven't played them before, we hope you're looking forward to Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. Of course, you can continue to play select games from the systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, let's see some more games from our publishing and development partners.
Okay. A heartfelt journey of humor and friendship. That's so cringe, but that's probably a kid's game. So that's fine. You're forgiven. More music. What's the point of that game? It's so confusing. Back in the day, games were simpler. Deltarune? Yeah, I guess that's the name of the game. I don't know about that one. Deltarune.
From Gearbox. Borderlands 4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons. We're still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made. Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025. We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games. We're releasing a Nintendo.
Okay, so that's Civilization. I'm just trying to keep up and making some good timestamp for the playback. Interesting. I guess a lot of new games are coming to the Switch too. At least they release a lot of things. Yeah.
Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7. In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history. With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience. Civ 7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version, you can experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade.
Of course.
And we have
purchased the upgrade. In fact, Switch 2, it's just a cash machine. Like they want you to spend more on stuff you already had, and the said upgrades, more money out of your wallet. It's hilarious. Nintendo is greedy and disgusting. I miss Sparkle. We are talking about how greedy and disgusting Nintendo is. Everything
even
to
more
make
news from 2K.
Consumer pay the bill.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinks.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
4 kids find this old tattered man. They went armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees. Horse!
I will guess that game has a multiplayer because Nintendo thinks it is PlayStation and Xbox and they need every game to be multiplayer with online networking, even if the online networking is really bad. So I cannot wait to see Switch 2. Hopefully it will flop, but I know it won't. Like, so many people just bought it because these people don't think it's bad.
You nailed it! Hook, line, and sinker. Tastes amazing, doesn't it? Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top. Ha! Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time, for home.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks from Dodgerroll.
Dave Crooks. That name sounds like a crook. Poor guy, for real. I'm glad I don't have his last name.
Here's the first look at Enter the Gungeon 2. Dodge countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art style. You can expect some fan-favorite elements to return. We're still working on the game, and we're excited to share more with you in the future.
Okay, what bothers me right now is how they sell off so many games that are not even ready yet, just to get you hyped, just to tell you purchase our system. It's disgusting. I can't remember about the original Switch, but I don't think they banked that much on upcoming games that were not quite ready for release. But here we are, 2025. They want to get you hyped about games that are not even ready to be sold. Amazing. Oh, look! Another multiplayer game for the shitty network. The Switch 2 has, probably. I'm so tired. Maybe I'm savage, but I gotta say, I don't care about multiplayer game. I like to play alone, man. I'm savage, but this is how I feel. I don't give a crap about all of these multiplayer games. I'm so fed up with it, really. At least it looks somewhat good, but Star Seeker, okay. 2026.
Hello, my name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red. We are delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo players for the first time. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world action-adventure RPG set in Night City. Thanks to Nintendo Switch 2, you can transport yourself to the city of dreams at home or on the go. Get ready to...
Hopefully this time around the game works. Because I remember a lot of talks were, oh yeah, they released a game that's not ready, game that's not complete. They released it and it sucked. It was bad. Hopefully this time around they learned, and when the game comes out, it's actually functional. Hopefully, let's cross the fingers.
Meet unforgettable characters and discover engaging stories when Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition comes to Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day.
こんにちは。スクエアエニックスの浜口です。任天堂スイッチ2
More music. Oh, Final Fantasy. Big name. Cloud with the big sword is cool.
再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いただきます。スイッチ2で展開する FF7 リメイクシリーズにぜひご期待ください。
Oh, so they just remind you all of these games will be on Switch too. Cool. Baby Simulator. What aren't we getting? Right? 2025. Baby Simulator. Yeah, they didn't sell me the Switch 2 yet. Oh, that one looks fun. And Outlaws, let's make it crash and burn. Outlaws is trash. So many games. Fortnite, are you kidding me? Fortnite is coming on the Switch. It's almost insulting. Wow. The Fortnite on Switch. I can't believe what I'm seeing. They have trash network. They are not PlayStation. They are not Xbox. So why I don't get it. I just don't. Yeah, money. Money is everything, right? It's funny how they pretend there's so many new games, but a lot of these games are actually just remakes or just re-release. And we got the Dragon. Hi, Dragon. How are you?
Multi? Yes, sorry, I was doing a level.
All good. Well, you arrive at the right time. Where
You got to the part where they're talking about the remakes.
Yeah.
Nintendo is king of king of they. If you think of the amount, like the remake era is a complicated era. It's like a weird. It's literally like the era of remakes, like a remaster, is technically not bad. But there's a lot of stuff the Japanese chose not to actually localize. Like localization was a thing in the 90s. For prime example, when we wanted anime, we either had to do dubs or subs because a lot of those they wouldn't translate them. In the case of games like Nintendo is very famous. The F Racer games, there's one they show. Their remasters are usually of games they never localize. So that aside, it's not it's easy for them to do. Now the question is ultimately how much they're going to charge for it, but for the most part,
until you're broke, folks.
Remasters, prime example, Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom remake is that thing is that's a premium for them. And it really depends. How much of a remaster you do for a generation? No. But F-Zero remaster? No, that's kind of a separate story. But,
But
other
I
than
will
that,
be honest, F-Zero was looking good for GameCube games, so I don't know. Let's play more of that Nintendo Direct.
We've shown a lot of games so far. The next game will be the last from our publishing and development partners. Please take a look.
oh yes, this is the Bloodborne 2. Okay, so the fun part, let me say this. Duskborn is being done from Software. Now, the theory about Bloodborne, why it hasn't been remade on PC, there's several. But the leading theory is during one of the Sony hacks or a partnership breaking, they lost the source code. Now, that is the leading theory right now. They've been asking for a new Bloodborne game. But that's partly why you've not heard anything. Because they may have lost the original source code.
That's sad.
Now, but then again, they're not going to ever say Sony lost it in a hack or so. I mean, it's been rumored. Like, I think one of the hackers said, oh, we got the code for it. And then instead of remaking it. But from Software, what's weird about the Switch 2 announcement is they announced Duskborn, which looks exactly like Bloodborne. But this is going to be exclusive at launch for them first. Then it's going to go out to a wider market. So this is that. It's often called Bloodborne 2. But that's just, you can play it. Like, it's actually, but this is one of those ones we asked is, how does From Software allow it to do this? Like, we know, like, they made a deal to get Elden Ring there. They must have got paid a ton. But this is going to be an exclusive launch. But this is like, but then again, I mean, so I just give you a little backstory. Because that, it has to be Bloodborne. Because this would have been the sequel to Bloodborne. But it's not a sequel. But the question we'll have ultimately as other platforms is when we are going to get it.
If they do.
We will
bring back the good exclusive.
We will get it. It's just the question of when.
Yeah.
It's From Software. From Software isn't going to leave it as a Switch exclusive. Sorry.
Let's play more of that trailer.
O wheel. And transport him to a night of moonlight. To humanity's very dusk.
I admit, that looks fun and cool. That's pretty.
I told you, it's like Elden Ring mixed with, like, what was Bloodborne.
I won't lie, it's good looking.
And it's... From Software does really good games. It is... But it's a lot closer to Bloodborne than Elden Ring. But it's weird this is getting put on Switch 2 first as an exclusive before it goes out. Now it is more closer to an akin to a Dark Souls, like the style of combat and look.
That's true. That's kind of dark. We get so much of that footage. In the meantime, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond didn't get as much. That's unfortunate.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
The moon tears will flow for one.
But it has more of akin to the classic Dark Souls or Dark Souls 2.
The Dusk Bloods.
Yeah, well, it's basically, you might as well call it Duskborn. That's actually what they call it. So, yeah, that's a game that's it's gonna be like Stellar Blade, because Stellar Blade's coming to PC in about 2 months. So,
What you just saw was a brand new game by From Software. We'll be publishing a creator's voice article where the game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details about the game, so please check it out when it's available. That's all from our publishing and development partners. We'd like to thank the developers who appeared today, as well as our publishing and development partners who prepared footage for this presentation.
This is all. Is it?
In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We'll showcase more games in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it. Next, please take a look at this.
Oh, there's something else. Cool. What's that? Oh, Kirby? Kirby.
this is the new, I believe this is the new Kirby game.
That's nice. That's like her right. Yeah. So that's like Mario Kart, but with Kirby.
I mean, no, there was already been one like that before.
Yeah, I know. I got
But
it on
it's
YouTube.
the weird part.
Kirby Air Ride, which originally released on the Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai. Next is our last trailer for today. Please take a look.
Pikmin. A new Pikmin. Maybe. That looks like it. Oh no, that's Donkey Kong. Oh
No,
my.
this is
Donkey Kong with pants.
No, this is the new Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong with pants. That's horrendous. Make him naked again. We need that.
No, they couldn't. Here's the thing. In a concept of an open world, this looks like a good game. But they couldn't even put Diddy Kong in it. That's actually what's funny.
Wow.
They don't even in the trailer, nowhere near, maybe in the game, there's even Diddy Kong. But as far as the destructible environment and what they did is actually pretty good.
Maybe, but I'm so fed up with the open world, first of all, and second, that's not Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong doesn't wear pants. I'm sorry, but like, no. No! No! I ate it. I ate it. At least he looks strong. Where's Diddy Kong? We need him. Bad ape fights good ape. I'm not convinced.
I don't know. I know it's going to sell, but you can go back.
That was a brand new 3D platforming action game starring Donkey Kong, called Donkey Kong Bonanza. With incredible strength, smash through enemies, walls, the ground, and just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
I don't.
Thank you for watching so far.
Okay, I will be honest. Now we have seen the entire direct. That's underwhelming. I don't want to purchase it. And I used to be a big defender. I used to be cannot wait for Switch 2. I wanted Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. But I don't give a crap anymore because it just feels like a ripoff. It just feels like it's the same thing as the original Switch. It doesn't feel like a new system.
Technically, it is a tech upgrade for the Switch. You have to understand. It is an upgrade versus the what they can do. It's just a question of how do they do it? Because the problem itself is Nintendo's always been greedy. Because one thing you often find is they just re-release. Like, okay, Nintendo is up there with like Sega. Sega, you don't think owns Total War or CA, like things. Like they have like all these properties. Like what is it this year? When you look at later this year, they're gonna be releasing not a remake, but it's a redoing with Unity or mix between. They're going to be doing Double Dragon and the Ninja Gaiden. That is
Ninja Gaiden
is going to be a 2D. So Double Dragon Revival or whatever is going to be in the fall. But that's like the 2D thing. Like, but there's always people who like the classic games. This is like when I had like discussion with someone recently, and I'd like to ever talk to him on my channel, but he may never do that. Is he's a retro gamer. Like the thing about retro gaming is you can emulate it, right?
Yeah.
Now Nintendo, of course, and I don't usually recommend the pirating or that seriously, but
when it's Nintendo, I do recommend it.
Well, they were the first with like, okay, the reason why emulators or emulating exists is because they will never update it. So, like, that's a big deal. And then you're going. So, Nintendo had a couple of things, and it's not like a hard thing to do in this. It was launch their system, do that. But it was so bad down the line, I don't know. This was worse than, like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I think, like, Nintendo is one of those ones where I do not know how they dropped the ball on it. Like, they are normally family friendly, normally that. But I kind of predicted that the Switch 2 launch, but, like, half of the issue is a lot of their stuff they were talking about doing is old. But for Japanese or Asians, it's relatively newer. Now, the promise of 120 FPS, but you got to bear in mind, they're still functioning on the same lithium batteries. This guy's, like, when I talked about it on my channel with some others, how much battery life do you think you get out of a Switch or a Switch? Even a Steam Deck. A Steam Deck can play at 60 FPS, but at what power does that not? That drains the battery. It's still a lithium battery that, if it's not sitting on a charger, is not going to happen very long. So
I don't know, to be honest. I feel like the original Switch...
you don't have like a Steam Deck. Like, I've asked my friend on a Steam Deck who owns it, and he gets fun out of it. Don't get me wrong, but you have to understand, we don't know the battery life.
Probably 2 hours or less than that, because the original Switch may have 3 or 4 hours under their belt, I think. I might be wrong on that, but the next one will have less lifespan.
Okay, no, it's the processing power you're going with. It's probably it's probably what? It's kind of like a phone, right? I mean, I will say this. If they could ever get a hold of the Japanese, the Chinese cell phone market, to why we can have basically, like, okay, you can get these phones in America that you can game at 60 FPS for like 10 to 12 hours. Now, they do exist. I have seen them offered, like, as prize giveaways from MiHoYo. Now, you can buy them here or buy them in Canada, but it is still an availability thing.
Yeah. So, my closing thoughts on the Direct. It's disappointing. I'm not hyped about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond because everything seems so overpriced with that Nintendo Switch 2. And I don't feel like I will get my money back if I purchase that new system. And I will be honest with the Switch. I bought the Switch because of Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, and the game turned out to be shite. I hated the one game.
You know, the big selling part to the Switch 2 is more of it's the family gaming. Well, you said you have brothers and sisters, right?
Yeah.
I
got my GameCube. It's still working and it's fun. I don't need a Switch.
GameCube, yeah, no. Switch is supposed to be like.
Anyhow, it's disappointing. Maybe in the future when I can get it on discount, I will purchase it.
Well, the thing is,
I won't purchase it full price.
The price of entry is pretty high.
And the singles for the games, it's almost $100, and it's ridiculous how
Come on.
digital and physical don't have the same price. It's disgusting. I want to throw up, man. It's sickening. There's a $10 gap. They really don't want you to get the physical games.
Well, okay, you're talking about. Okay, all right, fine. Let me say this. I have to ask a question. How much of a graphic fidelity whore are you?
I don't care about graphics.
Okay, so as long as the game functions, no stutters, no nothing.
As long as I enjoy what's going on in the game.
I'm playing Doom the Dark Ages as an example, right? There's DRM built into this. Now, that's kind of a state of the industry, and I wish it would be off the done as a whole. But as long as something, but overall, the game doesn't have any graphics bugs. But now, how much are you paying in a cost? Like, because I was thinking about this in the last 2 days, I was catching up on Andor and all this mess. Doom the Dark Ages, as a premium 3 to 2 day access with the cosmetics, they put a lot of money on the cosmetics. Like the actual DLC, cosmetic DLC, is where the money is in the extra costs. But I don't care about the skins. Now, the other thing is, I look at the play hours. How much of a game is worth an hour? Now, do I think this is an 80-hour game? Let's say you value your time at $1 an hour? No, I paid $58 for it. Now, BattleNet, and if you look at it, now what's funny about this is, as far as the market went, which is very interesting, is this released across 3 or 4 areas. This will tie in, I promise. I'm doing my intro. BattleNet, Steam, Xbox Live. Now, of that, you would think BattleNet would not be the cheapest in the market on it. BattleNet was the cheapest. Like, minus, I guess, the premium DLC. Right, that's still about $80. But when you go look at PlayStation and Xbox, they launched across all platforms. Xbox and, well, technically, PlayStation is the highest. Xbox console was the second highest. So when you look at the various prices, Nintendo doesn't have an alternative outlet. You only have the Switch store compared to games that launch multiple platforms. And if you're buying direct third party, right, even their third party games, it's a prime example. Diablo 4 was released on the Switch. But that was very expensive.
A lot of games are very expensive.
Like, even I have seen people defend the Nintendo store, and it is all digital only.
Yeah,
and these things, like, it's in the realm of it shouldn't be that expensive.
That's true.
And the thing, like as I say, with like Steam or the other. Like, think about it. Like, I wind up purchasing stuff on a Steam key. But you got to bear in mind, I was going to have to buy Doom the Dark Ages potentially on basically BattleNet. I mean, I didn't want to pay $70 for the game. Like, because I don't think, what was it? I said it like mission 15, and I'm at mission 15, and that's 28 hours.
Yeah, I will be honest on that. So that's my closing statement on that. I I used to enjoy a lot games, and what I like the most is playing the games again and again and again. So I will be
Replayability.
honest and blunt here. I've never replayed a game that lasts for 30 plus hours. I finished some. Well, I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I did
Like if a
finish
game is
some.
30 hours, right? Do
It's
you
too long for me. It's too long for me, first of all. And second, if I end up finishing it, I won't come back to that game. But if the game is like 10 hour or 15 hours, I would be like, you know what? I finished the game. Let's play it again. Let's run it again. But I wouldn't say the same thing for a game that's 30 plus hours. And I feel like every games now, they all are like these very, very long and big adventures. And if people like it, good on them. But I don't like that. That's one of the many reasons why I actually hate and despise open world. With that being said, um, it's underwhelming. I'm not a big fan. I think
So okay.
the longest game I played were the Metroid games. These were probably the longest
You're
games
talking about
I
like
played.
Metroid Prime and that type you
Yeah,
played?
Metroid Prime 1, Metroid Prime 2, they are the longest game I've played, and I never got tired of them. But again, it's not 30 plus hours.
That's
If
okay. Do you
if you know
have
what you're doing, it's like under 20 to 10 hours. So that's if you know what you're
I
doing.
mean,
So
yeah, you're talking about, but here's the fun thing about where I think like a game, I say this in like, if a game has replayability, it's worth more in the long term. But my problem with a lot of Nintendo games is they don't have replayability past. It's kind of like I could play God of War or Dad of War, as I called it, like the one, but it's a movie game. It's a one time through. But like Doom has like this game has variant like challenges. Like I'm already seeing people run like the higher difficulties with the speed, make the game as difficult as possible for you, or change it. And that was the customization. Now, me, I'm going around through every level collecting the collectibles. Now, could I play this at higher? Sure. Do I get my enjoyment? Because you got to understand, games that are highly cinematic or 60%, yeah, that is a problem. That's why I mentioned like the Data Wars, the other parts. But like for me, ARPGs or RPG mechanics, it's like I can play Diablo 4 a long while, and it's not an issue because there's customizability, there's time, there's earning, there's progress and rewards. But everyone's different. But if a game is a junk food game, I am less likely to replay it. Like Expedition 33 I did. That can be replayed. That has New Game Plus. But how many times can you replay Advance Wars? Now, do you get your money out of it?
I actually Advance Wars is the game I've played the most. I've played like thousands of hours Advance Wars, so I forgot about that one. But I
Did
played
you how many
thousand of hours.
so how many hours replay when the Nintendo games went more RPG? Did you just do like Tears of the Kingdom or like those games with a different route? You know what is the easiest farm route if you just want something to blow through in 8 hours?
I
Or
I on Zelda I know no I didn't do that, but with Metroid I did. Like Metroid, I've replayed these games so much. Like Prime 1 and Prime 2 are the two Metroid games I've played the most, and each time I try to do it on another way I didn't do it prior. Um so yeah, I think Nintendo has fallen. And with that being said, let's move on to the outro. What do you have going on your end of the internet?
Currently, I'm going to be finishing up this week Doom the Dark Ages, and then I have my normal rotation. And eventually, I think Mandalore is on the mend, and we're going to talk about Andor. And Andor, surprisingly, despite the beginning and some crap in the middle, actually does pretty well, despite Andor. It's one of the I'll review it. It's going to be the way, and I have Division 2's expansion is the end of this month. But Multi, you'd be pleasantly surprised by Andor. Andor does have a rough start and a couple of rough in the middle. You may hate the pacing when you ever review it, but it does have good storytelling. I got to admit, though, you can easily get, like, I don't know. It's one of those things. Andor, I just got to get right down and get review, and I've been waiting for Mandalore to see how to go over it. But if you do have time, give Andor a watch, and we can maybe review it. Because I'd love to see what your thoughts are, because it does have some pacing issues. If you can follow the plot, because they released it, it's just the beginning, and there's some sections in the middle I have issues with. Not every episode is great. Like,
I will look into it, but again, I got so many other things I want to watch prior, but it's on my watch list, so eventually I will end up covering that. But it's like three episodes a week. I cannot keep up with that. I don't know what they were thinking.
There
when
are
they
3
did that.
episodes a week. Most are about 30 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's not as bad as I thought. I thought that was like 3 hours.
No, they're not
per
an
week.
hour.
Okay,
they're
that's
about
good.
37 to 40 minutes.
Still a lot, because it's still like almost an hour and a half,
But
maybe a bit more.
It's at least not going to be like Ironheart. Ironheart,
Yeah.
I am assuming, is dead on arrival.
I'm not touching that thing with a 10-foot pole.
Really? Why?
Because I there's so many other stuff this summer I want to see instead of that.
It's going to be a series.
Maybe eventually I will cover it at the end of the year. I don't know, but like,
well, okay.
There's the new Dexter. This I want to see. There's Peacemaker. This I want to see.
You're talking about Dexter Original Sin, aren't you?
No, that's Resurrection. Original Sin is already done. They will do Resurrection, which is like season 10-ish.
What was the one they just did? I know Will.
The Original Sin. That's what.
There's Original Sin. They're gonna do.
But yeah, I want to see Resurrection. Resurrection start in July. So again, that's a priority, and I'm reading through the novel. So I guess that's my goal, to speak on what's going on in my.
So I think though, I want to say though, okay, what is your opinion of when they don't? Wait, okay, Marvel barely just about a month out dropped the trailer that we already knew for we already knew it was coming out, but like it looks like a lot of repackage. Because see, I'm going to review it, but the idea of it is a very Black Riri compared to her comic thing. And okay, so Marvel dumped a trailer a couple of days ago, middle of the week, and there's either two accusations: either they hate the people who say they hate black superheroes are running with it, or they're just trying to bury the series because they know it's going to be bad.
I think they tried to bury it. That will be bad.
Because this has been talked about a while, but it gets no press. Now, what's funny, in wake of Daredevil actually did well for them. People discovered it. But Ironheart looks very repackaged, very weird. It's either going to get buried in the summer, right between.
It will be buried.
It's going to get buried by the time, because you got Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, by the way, I know we're going to review it. Then you have Superman. Superman,
it's the reverse. Superman
okay, if that Superman, thinking what you said the other day, I looked at it, yes, they're going to be borrowing from All-Star Superman, and I can kind of see it. Now, the only thing I'm still not sold on is, okay, I've looked at who the villains are.
They're not in All-Star.
Okay, Mr. Terrific is spot on. Hawk Girl looks good. You cannot sell me on Nathan Fillion.
Actually, yeah, he has the vibe. He's
okay.
He's
you're gonna go with the
he's
whole
annoying.
Guy Gardner.
Yeah,
look, like
but the attitude as well.
Gardner
He's a prick. He's a jerk. I like that.
Okay, no,
the comics
the
was like
blonde,
that.
No, he has the green and the black. This is like white. It's white. You'll see it. I guarantee. Like, I'm going to be very borderline curious. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
but that's in the future. That's in like a month and a half. Anyhow, in my end of the internet, tomorrow, Blown Away and Speed are the two movies we review Wednesday if you are available, Dlord. Probably around 5 p.m. Eastern time, maybe a bit later, maybe 6. I will
have
text
another
you.
react. Yeah, that will work.
Yeah.
Mandalore should be on the mend, but he's taking care of matters at home.
Yeah, and the reacts will be the new trailer of Superman Legacy, and I'm surprised because Friday I went in the theater and I didn't see the new trailer. I've only seen the same teaser I've seen many times, so I cannot wait to see the actual trailer. And
so
that's
the trailer. Wednesday. So here's the thing: I will say they should have. Okay. The first trailer of Superman Legacy, they should have went. The thing about the second trailer is so much better than the first. Like, the one that they just released should have been the trailer they went with. Because now I do save a little bit of the preview for it because I'd like to see what your thing is compared to. Go back and watch the initial trailer for it.
Yeah.
Then you go back, watch that trailer. And then you will see the dramatic difference because I'm trying to find like the original trailer for it. Because the original trailer is what I need to find. And that is, it's because of the fact that it's, okay, do you remember the D&D film, Honor Among, I think it was Honor Among.
That was bad.
The original trailer from the initial that, and then the people from the studios, basically, the actors and the actresses said we're going to basically cuck the main actor, and then it was nearly killed in marketing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm starting to see with like the Superman Legacy, because whoever James Gunn did to get the original trailer for it just doesn't do good because. But then, right, people have looked at it and said as well, like, okay, it's just some of the costumes I'm not sold with. The Nathan Fillion, in which I know more Nathan Fillion from voice acting. It's just him as Guy Gardner. That's the only one that the costume I don't think is going to grow on me. But it's going to be all how they execute the plot.
Yeah.
But the big deal about it is it would have been nearly the reason why the second trailer is doing better than the first is because the marketing and the way the first trailer was, sorry, it was Superman fighting kaiju, waking up, bleeding in the snow, being dragged back to the fortress.
But I'm hyped. That will be fun. I'm telling you, like, people are harsh.
Go
and I
dig
like
up the
Superman.
original because I want to see. We need to compare it to the original because
Yeah,
the other one, because whoever did the second, right? The second one is a lot better. Now, does it show some wonkiness? But then, bear in mind, I think we got Fantastic Four before that.
but I no, it's the reverse. Fantastic Four is at the end of July.
What's in June? June's Superman?
No, Superman is July 11th, and Fantastic Four is July 25th.
Oh, by the way, let me say this before I forget to ever say this to you. Fantastic Four is going to be the test of Marvel being able to pull off a big villain.
I have doubts.
Because
I have doubt.
Here's the thing. They're going to be recreating the nostalgic moment when it's the 70s comic when Reed Richards confronts the Galactus, because there's a portion at the end of that trailer
With Galactus, yeah.
that Galactus is walking through the city, and this is not Cloud Galactus like the Chris Evans one. This is a full-size Galactus. Now, maybe not a full size, but it is a big-size Galactus. And I have always criticized, remember when we went over Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
I've always criticized them for how they handle big threats.
They will do it again, I swear. They will do it for a third time. They don't have a choice, because if it's the same Galactus as the comic, there's no way in hell only the Fantastic Four are enough. They are not enough. They are not strong enough.
It depends on how much they're going to go back to that classic version of it.
Well, Silver Surfer flipped on him. That's why they kind of won. It's because Silver Surfer sided with them in the end.
Part of me, what I might do by the time when it comes to review that, I need to go find the first appearance of Galactus or that comic.
You didn't read it?
It's been a long while.
That's funny because I did happen to read it. That's in one of the Epic collection.
It's just been a long time since I read it. Like, it's like you remember some stuff, particularly. Like a lot of the stuff over comics, I remember events, but it's this period, I say, prior to, like...
Even the Beyonder tried to give superpower to Johnny Storm, and even with that big buff Johnny Storm got, it wasn't enough. Anyway, so yeah, we are done now. I cannot wait for this summer. This summer will be amazing, and we are out.